All right, we're live.
Hey, my dude, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
Hey, not much on your side, man. Same shit, different day for me, dude.
Isn't it always the same stuff, different day, bro? Every single
Oh
time.
yeah,
The mission
oh
stays
yeah.
the
Where you
same.
at? You still at work?
I'm still at work right now. I'm just closing up, but I'm just gonna chill here until we're done.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
if I go back home, I literally live 5 minutes away from work.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
So I can chill for a bit.
all right.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome,
Let me
awesome.
just see what's going on here. Why is this not going live? Let's see.
All right.
I'm just checking what's going on here. Why it's not saying it's live recording, but
Nothing's
it's
uploading.
not. Like I can't actually see it on YouTube.
Oh, is it?
It says, yeah, it says live recording, but YouTube's like freaking out here.
Do you have to upload it afterwards? It's if it's live, it's just supposed to stream, basically.
But it's not showing it on. It says like it won't let me click the go live button, but it
Oh
shows that it's
snap!
live on Riverside. Yeah.
Let me check this side.
Okay. Sweet.
Let me check this side. Uh, YouTube. Hmm. It's supposed to be live on your channel, eh?
Yeah.
Podcast. Let's see. Podcast. Why is it not showing? Wait, give me a sec. Riverside. Hey, what's going on here?
Because Riverside is connected, but YouTube's not saying shit.
What's you? I subscribe to that. Is it Thomas or is it just the fat cat?
It's
Let me
Thomas.
see.
Was it Tom
Yeah.
Wagner? Let me check.
Okay.
Thomas Wagner. Oh, one. So it's the same as
Okay.
my.
All right. Yeah, because I'm using my work PC here. Let me see. Okay. Let's see here. It
No,
says,
it's happening, dude.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
going live now. All
Okay.
right.
Cool. Apologize to the
Perfect.
people watching. Sorry, rookie mistakes.
It happens.
Yeah, I don't
What's on
know.
your
It's
mind, my
like
friend?
sometimes YouTube and Riverside don't like each other.
I wouldn't know much about that. It's the first time I'm literally using Riverside, but I guess so.
Can you just turn your phone horizontally, dude? Because it's like in the
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I think this is much better.
But then you got to
I
put the
hope it.
rotate on.
Yeah, I did. Can you? Is it rotated on your side?
No, it's not.
It's not. Okay. Let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see. I just flip the phone. Let's see here. How do I rotate this thing? Last time I used the PC.
Should just be
How's
auto
it going?
rotate thing. So at the top
Yeah,
when you
like let me see this. Let me do this. Is my auto rotate on? Yeah, it's on. If I do this, you're not rotating them. Does it show like you're rotating your side?
no, it's still showing a horizontal thing. Ah, it's okay. Just put it
What?
vertical. It's cool. Yeah.
Nah, it has to work. Give me a sec here, bro. How did I do it last time? Let's go landscape like that. Okay. I don't know why it's not rotating. I really
That's
don't
okay.
know. Over here, it's showing that my face is sideways now.
Yes. No, I'll just put it up straight. It's okay.
All right. Let's keep it like this. Okay.
So what's been going on since we last spoke?
Oh my dude. Other than work, nothing much, my dude. Nothing much. Been trying to
Yeah.
work on starting. What do you call it? Let's see. Keeps. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Been trying to work on maybe starting car modifications.
Oh, nice. What inspired
Yeah,
that?
that's it. I've always had a thing for it, you know. Like I think growing up watching the Fast and Furious and
Yeah.
playing a lot of video games, bro, it kind of gives that kind of motivation. I've never been one to fancy buying exotic or expensive vehicles. I prefer
Yeah.
to bring personality. If you bring personality to what you got, I think it holds a lot more value than buying something that is considered of value by most of society's way of thinking. You know, like everybody's like, oh, this car is valuable, this car is amazing, and I guess that's what the companies think. You know, like they based on what they want to do. You know, like if they want to make it expensive, it's expensive. But I look at it, I'm just like, it's just another car. But when I see
Yeah.
something that somebody has put themselves outside the box, you know, they've really outdone themselves. They really put their own mind into it. I think that holds a lot more value than just paying for something that is considered to have value.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
What do you think about it?
If it's done properly, though, like I don't know, you get some people that are, got these fucking sewage pipes for exhaust, make a hell of a noise, but you can literally just watch them accelerate from like 0 to 100 in like fucking 30 seconds, bro. It's taking forever.
Tell
So
you what,
I,
that's the thing now. You're right. It's like me personally, I've never understood the idea of having a loud exhaust, but your engine just it does nothing. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people with these loud exhausts, bruh, but you tell them to
yeah,
go 0 to 100, it's like they're driving a flipping Prius, bruh. Like what the
exactly.
heck?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm like, it's that's the beauty of it, though. I mean, preference. I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Eh? At the end of the
yeah,
day,
yeah,
one likes oranges, the other likes apples. But I guess there's some people that you see like, yeah, this your taste is a bit messed up. There's some people
yeah.
like this. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it seems like a very expensive project, but it's something that I'm looking into.
All right.
We'll see
And
how
tell
it
me
goes. Yeah.
if budget wasn't an option, like you had unlimited budget, what would be the first car you'd start with?
Unlimited budget. Easy. Evo 8. Mitsubishi Evo 8.
Okay.
I'll go for
All
an
right.
Evo 8. Am I picking one car or am I picking a wish list?
Okay, let's go with the wish list. Go with the wish list.
All right, let's go with the wish list. So my first would definitely be an Evo 8. Evo 8 or Evo 7. Then
Yeah.
I'll go for it sounds very cliche. I'll go for the Supra Mach 4. Then
Okay.
I'll go for a Nissan Skyline Mark 1. No. It's a Skyline 1. Is it a Skyline 1? Yes. A 1976 Skyline 1. It's
Yeah.
almost like it's like a mini version of Ford Mustang, 1976. That thing looks beautiful, bro. It's like a pocket rocket, bro. Yes, love that thing. And I'll probably go for an MK1 Golf, and I'll turn it into something a little more futuristic, more like a cyberpunk kind of thing. Looks amazing, man. I wish I could show you some pictures now. It would be really cool. And then my last one, a Dodge Charger, 1989. No, 1976. Yeah,
Okay.
the one that Vin Diesel drives from Fast and Furious 1. Love that thing,
Yeah.
bro. That's where I started liking that car. Every single muscle car, I'll go for that first. But I'm more
Alright.
Japanese. I'm more Japanese to American based. I don't really like German vehicles. Not
Really?
big on German vehicles. Nah, they are right. I'm not gonna lie. They're good cars. I just feel like people overhype them. You know, it's more like how people overhype Game of Thrones.
What are you talking about? Game of Thrones is amazing, dude.
Nah, dude. Like, if I'm gonna go German, Audi.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
Can't
with you
change
with
my
that
mind.
100%.
I know a lot
Yes.
of BMW guys are gonna be frustrated. Screw that. I'll go for Audi any day.
No, I agree with you 100%, bro. A lot of BMW's cars look like fucking kids' toys anyway these days. Their latest designs and
You're
everything.
right.
Yeah.
I feel like people who drive BMWs. I mean, if it's just preference, it's preference. But I feel like most people who drive BMWs, they want to try so hard. Like they're really trying. Like they want you to see, I got a BMW. You know what I'm saying? It's like the guy who drives the Polo, and it's got
Yeah.
the big exhausts and the flipping subwoofers. It's always that guy in the street, in the road. You know, it's always that dude who either drives a Polo or who drives a BMW. Who just they want to be known that I am the dude.
Yes.
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? So
The other thing is, have you noticed on the topic of polos,
yes.
why are most polo drivers always sitting in the fucking back seat, dude? Like, why do they recline their seat and move it so far back? Like, first explain to me how the fuck are you reaching the pedals, right? And then also, like, are you looking through the sunroof that you're like leaning that far back?
Yo, my guy, I don't even have an answer to that. Yo,
It's a genuine question, dude.
get the rocket experience. It's like you're in a jet engine or something. I don't know. Flip.
Ah, I see.
And it's always like, if the guy is not very small, the guy who's driving the Polo, you're either very big. So probably that's why they need to
Yeah.
recline it. I don't know. You're either too big for the car. I don't know. But I
'Cause
mean,
sometimes when you drive past them, it looks like there's nobody in the front seat, only somebody sitting in the back seat.
maybe it looks like a two-seater if it's like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually when you have a two-seater, it looks like you're flipping all the way back. So I guess maybe they're trying to mimic that. You know, just get yourself a two-seater if you want that kind of look.
Yeah.
or remove the back seats. I don't know. Do something. But it's almost like the guys who like to sag their pants, pretty much that kind of feeling.
Oh yes. People still do that.
I don't understand why people still do that. I mean, people are pretty much walking naked. You may as well just take off the clothes if you're gonna sag your pants.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
never
exactly.
understood. I've never understood the culture behind that. No wonder white
That's
people, when they look at black guys, they're just like these idiots, bro. Yo, like, yo, man. Now that you mention it, I think, it makes sense. You know how people dress in prison. You know, it's just guys in the thing. You know, it's never mixed prisons, and even if they are,
Yes.
when they go to their places of rest, it's never mixed, that kind of thing. So I'm thinking maybe, you know, it's always the bottom dudes that like to sag so that they're ready to, you know, get their action on. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say that I stand to be corrected,
Yeah.
and I think that I don't know if I watched it somewhere or read it somewhere that's what that symbolizes, that you're ready, you know,
Yep.
you're available. Yeah.
I feel like it's an act of submission, which is
Yeah.
very gay. It is very gay. Yo, that
Yeah.
sounds disturbing. Yikes, man. To think that when you were younger, when I was younger, you watch these gangster rap videos and stuff. You're looking at these guys and you start to imitate that kind of nonsense. Yo, so you don't know any better.
dude.
Man. Yeah.
I don't know. And the thing is, it's because people think they're like so hardcore and stuff like that there. But after this whole fucking Diddy situation and all these rappers all fucking each other, bro, I'm like, look at this. After all of that.
Dude, imagine. You know,
Yeah.
that stuff, bro. Like, you still find people who still listen to those guys and who still listen to that music. I don't know. I wouldn't know what kind of music you listen to, but I've always had a thing against, you know, secular music ever since I got saved. But besides that, the agenda behind it, bro. Like you listening to this and homies are straight up faggots, bro.
Yeah.
And somehow that is considered the in thing nowadays. Like if you're not a faggot, you're getting cancelled, bro.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? Like it's sickening to see how the entertainment industry is so gross. You actually need to do that just to get ahead. You know,
Yeah.
that's where it's at.
Yeah.
I could tell you a bit of how when I was pursuing modeling and acting, there are a few channels that are. This was before the whole Diddy situation even got out. So this is something that has been happening for a while. It's just that it wasn't exposed yet. But
Yeah.
I've come across similar situations where I had to kind of be in a situation almost like that to get to the next level. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Oh yes. Yes.
Sure. And this is something that a lot of people don't know about this. Just a few people that I've talked to this about. But my guy, people will do anything for cash. That's the human condition is so warped. You will do anything to get that paper, because
Oh
apparently
yes.
money makes the world go around. Then
Yeah.
in everybody's, you got money. There's four things that people chase after. You either chase for validation, you chase for power, you chase for money, or you think you're chasing love, but you're actually chasing lust at the end of the day. So those four
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
People are chasing after that, bro. It's one of those four things that have really messed up people in this world, bro.
Yeah.
But money has to be the biggest one, because money, once you have money, you can have all the rest of the three. You can have lust, you can have power, you can have fame if you got the
Yeah.
cash. So
Yeah.
anybody would do
Definitely.
anything for that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Of course.
Mm.
Do you?
But
What do you think you're chasing?
now I'm chasing the truth, bro. In fact, I've already found the truth. I'm
Yeah.
chasing. I'm chasing. I'm chasing for others to reach the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like we're in an age where truth is now based on feeling. You feel me?
Yeah.
Whatever seems right to you, whatever feels right to you, that is what people consider truth.
Yeah.
When I think of truth, I think of something that can radically change the way you think, something that can radically turn your world upside down.
Yeah.
And usually, when truth is put out there, it's never gonna leave a good taste in your mouth
Oh
until you
yes.
accept
Definitely.
it. Until you accept it. I mean, there's most of the things that we chase after, it's because we've been influenced or somebody has told us about it. And then you
Yeah.
feel, compelled to do it because I see this person doing this, or I like what this person is doing. But nobody has ever sat down to think, what is there that is actually worth chasing? Because if you think about the things that we chase, it's things that are perishing, things that they have a lifespan, they end.
Yeah.
I chase having this big house. Sure, I have a big house, and then I have, and then what happens next? What's the next goal? I want this car and these cars. Okay, I got it now. Then what's the next goal? I want to run this business. Okay, I run this business. I have this house. I've got these cars. Then what? When you get to that kind of success, you end up being like a Diddy. Life becomes so boring because you got so much. You want to find other ways to,
To spend
get
your
that,
money.
that,
Yeah.
that excitement. Yeah. And then you start messing with the baby oil and
Yeah.
taking people to private flipping islands, bro. You find new ways of doing some of the most wretched and weirdest crap, bro. That's
No,
that's
for
that's
sure.
the danger of chasing things of this earth, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I think personally.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll probably say for myself, and I'll probably be honest, it's definitely money and
Mm.
power. But that's
Yeah.
purely because for me, it's more for leaving a legacy. Like for if I have a kid one day, I know that whatever happens to me, they're sorted and they're fine. That's where my money and power is going.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, even the word says that you should leave inheritance for not just your generation, but even the next generation to come. So I don't think there's anything wrong with having an ambition to leave something for somebody. I think that's an act of service. I think that's actually great. It gets to a point where some people don't have that intention, where they have selfish ambitions, more like a Hitler, who wants to dominate and step on whatever he can get so that he can get his way. But that's the problem now. Like, who is to determine that what he did was wrong? I mean, we can say that it was wrong. I believe it was wrong, but he was looking out for his people. So I'll do whatever it takes to look out after my people. It's like the guy in the mob or the guy who's in a gang. I don't think anybody in their right mind wants to go around shooting up people and stealing from people or doing anything like that. But people are now in a position where they're like, we don't have a choice. We want to provide for our families, and we're not being given the opportunity to do so. So if I have to go be Robin Hood, I'll go be Robin Hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody is a hero in their own story.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the hero in his story is the villain to your story. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So what then do we then say, this is actually now good, or this is now bad, or where do we draw the line? Because now I'm like, okay, I'm using good ethical values to get what I want. But just because this guy is not using good ethical values for what he wants, maybe he didn't have the chance to do so because nobody gave him the chance. So I'll use my way to do it so that I can provide for my family and leave a legacy for my family. Yeah. So who has the right then, besides the fact that we've got police who will throw you in jail for certain things, but they also have got their own closets they've got their own skeletons in their closets as well. And I don't think most of them in the force aren't even doing it for justice. They're doing it because they can get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? Every person who usually does good, they got an agenda. They don't just do it because they want to do it. So it then poses the question, or it poses, it gives me, it leaves me to this point where I'm like, what then is the standard that tells me, okay, this guy is in the right or this guy is in the wrong? He's wrong because he did this, but you don't know this person's history or what led them to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Yeah.
So it's a very confusing world. It's a very confusing world.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, when I try and I'm by no means perfect, so I'm not going to be on this podcast and be like talking like I'm fucking holier than thou. But
I don't think
I always try and but like I'm going to admit that I'm not perfect, because I know people be like, oh no, I try and do this and blah blah blah, make themselves sound like a good Samaritan and whatnot. But I always try and think, okay, if I was in that okay, I'm helping this person. If I was in that situation, how would I want somebody to respond to me? Exactly. I try, that kind of thing. Yeah, I try not to think too much of like, what can I get out of this situation? Yeah,
I think that's the right direction to go, because you can change the way you perceive things.
Yes,
but you can never change how a person decides to react to a situation. You don't have control over that.
Yeah.
So I could do something. You could do something for me, something really good, but I think why most people give up on doing good is because they expect someone else to do the same for them. I like 100%. The idea that you say, I'll do something because I'll expect others to do so. I think that's a good motivation, but this world is so warped that,
I'd expect. I try and think how I would like people to respond if I was in their shoes, that kind of thing.
Yes. And I feel like most people, because they take that so seriously to the point that they actually expect that to happen. So when they do those good things and this person doesn't reciprocate that, they don't give that back, then they feel demotivated, and then they feel like, so there's no point of actually being a good person. There's no point of actually doing those good things, which I feel is not right, bro. Because I mean, what was your intention then? I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general, most people, your intention then was, I'm giving to get, I'm giving to get something in return. Whereas your heart is supposed to be, I'm doing it because this is what is good, This is what I'm meant to be. my creator made me without expecting anything else from me. Why should I expect anything else from someone else? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Just be in a position to serve, bro. If everybody
Yeah.
had the heart to serve, if I was in the heart to serve for you, and you are in the heart to serve me, then there wouldn't be anybody expecting anything above and beyond, because all things would just be met. It's just like in a relationship. This is why a lot of people are messed up in relationships. It's because they get into relationships wanting to get something out of it instead of going in wanting to give something into that relationship. You feel me?
True. Yeah. Well,
So
that's
we're in a
one of the
world.
reasons. But yeah,
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. We're in a world where it's more grabbing for yourself than it is giving to others.
yes, yeah.
That's where.
I also, on the thing with the relationships thing, I honestly
Yeah.
think the biggest key factor is expecting somebody else to make you happy. It's like, I'm going into a relationship with this person, but why are they not texting me the way I want them to text? Why are they not calling me, or why are they not giving me titles of endearment as much as I want? You know, that kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, this person's like working 2 jobs. They can only see me on a Sunday. It's
Yes.
like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's not your fucking problem, bro. You know what I mean? That person still at the end of the day needs to live and try and do their thing and everything they get. And that's where I think that the biggest problem comes in. Yeah.
Shit. It's very tricky. You just hit the nail on the head, man. It's like what we've just been saying. Like, your expectation is you need to be the one that gives me, and then I feel safe in the relationship. Then I'll be able to give out. That's not supposed to be the case. It's supposed to be, okay, fine. You should be the one that steps out, and then they should see that, okay, this guy actually really cares. Okay, this person actually really cares for me. Maybe I should be able to reciprocate that. It shouldn't be something that should be forced upon me. You know what I'm saying? So if we have that attitude, like, I'm there to wash your feet. I mean, I always like to give a good. This may sound weird for most people. I like to give an example of Jesus, because he's the best leader that I can think of. He didn't come so that people can serve him. He was the first one to flip and wash people's feet.
Yeah.
Imagine washing your Judas's feet, bro. Like, you know this guy is gonna betray you, but you wash his feet either way, bro. That's kind of that's heavy, bro. Like, you know, this guy claims to be, like, he said countless times he's God, even though he didn't say in those words. But he is willing to wash even the lowliest of people's feet.
Question for
If
you,
we
though.
have that heartbeat that I'm there to wash your feet as well, regardless of how you're gonna treat me. Because knowing that this person is gonna treat me cuck, I'm still gonna do the best I can for them. Because that's the heartbeat. That could change somebody's perspective on how they view life. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what that person went through. You feel me?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that people suffer from is pride. We don't have that humility to accept that we need help, and we don't have that humility to accept that we are also broken. And so we'll do anything to justify whatever we do, no matter how messed up it looks. And so that's why you find people who justify, I need to be treated good before I treat others good. I need to get this before I give out this. I've been pouring out my heart too many times and I've been broken, so I'm no longer pouring out my heart.
Yeah. That's waste somebody else's fucking time trying to fix your mess. Yeah. 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's
sad,
what I say to you. It could be the cynicism in me, but if you knew somebody was the person that is betraying you is gonna hang themselves eventually, wouldn't you still be nice to them?
If they're gonna hang themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, if they're gonna hang themselves.
I knew.
Yeah. If I knew that the person that I'm being nice to is gonna hang themselves.
Yeah. I would still wash their feet and bring them to supper.
I would still wash their feet. I mean, it's not gonna change anything. In fact, I think it would make it worse if I didn't wash their feet. Because they'll die miserable. At least here they can die and say, you know what? Out of all the people I've met, this guy actually saw me as a human being. Of course, at the end of the day, I can't change your mind. I can try and convince you, or I can be there to try and stop you, but you're the one who makes the choice at the end of the day. You know, if you want to take your life, you can't have an excuse. I think it'll be a cowardly move to kill yourself after that, because you've just been shown that humanity still has a chance because I washed your feet. Not everybody's treating
Yeah.
you like crap. There's that one person who does care about you. Are you
Yeah.
gonna make the basis of more people mistreating you the logical answer to say that, okay, let me put it like this. Are you gonna make 1,000 people who treat you bad the best answer to telling you that humanity is far from being saved or humanity is far from being good? Because 1,000 people hurt you and one person was there for you. What do you think about that? Like, would you take 1,000 people's opinion over the one person who decided to see it differently?
Probably the one person.
Exactly.
Let's
So
be honest. Like people are like fucking fish. Let's be honest. They
yeah,
all human beings all just huddle together like schools of fish, right? And then their whole mentality is that if we huddle as a fish, I, I won't die, right? Maybe somebody weaker than me will die first. There's no like real risk takers and like people that actually have the balls to actually try something, and then if they like seem different from others, still be proud of who they are. You know? Yeah. Yeah.
people, like you said, most people are like sheep. They find strength in numbers. Nobody
Yes.
wants to be the one who stands out. You know, like I'm like, okay, you guys are all wrong. This is the way you're supposed to do it, because
Yes.
we're afraid of. Human opinions have become such a weapon in this time, bro. I don't know why. If you look at people back then, nobody cared about what anybody else thought, bro. People were free to think however they want, to say whatever they want. Now you
Yeah.
just say something.
Well.
It's dangerous to say something. It's like people are gonna flip and crucify you if you just say anything that
No,
goes
of
against
course.
what they think.
Yeah, of course,
So
100%.
it's got to a point where it's we're breeding soft people.
Yeah.
We're breeding very soft people. It's one thing to grow up in a broken home or to be mistreated or stuff, but it's another when we condone behavior that softens people. You know, like when we support things that we clearly know, bro, this is stupid or this is dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
for instance, if it might be unpopular opinion again, but let's take the instance of transgenderism. Okay, we're supposed
Yeah.
to love each other. We're supposed to care for each other. Love is love, that kind of thing. But I'm like, okay, so where do we draw the line? Because the guy goes into a woman's toilet and claims to be a woman. Like, am I supposed to tolerate that? Am I supposed to smile at that? When they start to name child attraction, I don't know what they call it. It's not even called pedophilia anymore. It's called some weird thing. Is it
Pams.
minor attraction? It's called what?
Pams. Pams.
Yeah,
People
you
attracted
see
to
now. You
minors.
see, like, flip, bro. Like,
Because
you
if
have
you call
people
somebody a
saying,
pedophile, they can take you to court.
bro,
That's
like
how fucked up
you
it is,
telling.
bro.
I'm like, some of these things you don't need a flipping Bible to see that this is messed up, bro. Like, nature itself goes against what you're saying, bro. But
Yeah.
because people have become so soft, no, you can't have that opinion. You say that to a bunch of kids and you are employed, you're gonna get fired for that. You say that in a working space, you're gonna be fired for something like that because you're speaking truth
Yeah.
that turns things upside down. You know what I'm saying? It's not even supposed to turn things upside down. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But that's how dark this world has gotten, bro. Like, people are just, we're all after something that tickles our ears, something that tickles our hearts, even if it means it has to go against the norms. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
It's just like the whole thing of like, as long as I feel safe, I'll stick with it, regardless of whether it's right or wrong. It's like as long as the majority of people agree with this thing, okay, I'll agree with it too, because I'll be safe in my home, eating my TV dinner. No one's gonna stone me to death, so it's cool, you know?
Sure.
It's
The
fucked up.
majority thing, especially moving in a majority, that's the most dangerous thing, because I think that's where most people's morality comes from, or their moral compass comes from. how culture views things, or how my country views things, or whatever society you want to identify in. That's where
Yeah.
most people's moral compasses are put in. And I find that very, very, very problematic, because maybe one culture may tell you, before you give birth to a child, when you give birth to your firstborn child, it is customary for us to give this child to the ancestors. So we need to sacrifice this child. And then the next child, and after that, those are your children. That's one culture saying that. That's basically flipping, what do you call it? I don't want to say that's abortion, because abortion is when it's in the stomach. But that's basically child murder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Another culture will then tell you, oh no, it's okay to murder a child that is within the stomach.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even called murder now. It's called abortion. Apparently, they give it a different
Bro,
name. But
it was
I'm like,
man.
this is a different culture now. So
Yeah.
where do we draw the line now? You know what I'm saying?
Man, there's
What did you
people
want to
that are
say,
so
Justin?
they're so
Mhm.
fucking proud of the fact they've had like 6 abortions in 1 year. Like it's a fucking game.
Yo, someone who literally someone who actually get pregnant just so that they can do an abortion. How sick do you have to be to do that, bro?
People got too much free
How
time
sick
on
do
their
you have
hands,
to
bro.
be?
This is exactly why the economy is fucked.
But then again, you look at it. This is why I asked before. Okay, if that's the case, I say it's sick. You say it's sick. A bunch of people say it's sick. But who then has the authority to say that? Because now I'm like, Thomas says it's sick, but Thomas is just an equal guy like me. He's just he's just
Yeah.
like a dude like me. And the guy across the street says it's sick, but he's just an ordinary human being like me. So
Yeah.
if an ordinary human being like me is the one that determines what is right and wrong, what about the person who disagrees with you? Does that make them less important than me? Does that make them less important than you? That's the tricky question now, and
It
that's
is.
where a lot
Is
of
it?
that's where a lot of atheists fall in now. You know, they're like they're then like, I do what I do because that's what I want to do. Like, okay, cool, you do it because that's what society says. But what if the society I come from says otherwise? Am I wrong and you're right?
Yeah.
And so now everybody lives life the way they want to. And this is the chaos that we have now,
Yeah.
where everybody is their own dictator, where everybody is their own moral compass.
Yeah.
That's the scary thing of this world.
But the thing is, it's like, so they this whole thing about like now kids are no longer comfortable in their bodies and want to be a different sex
Yes.
or fuck a different animal or whatever it is.
Yeah.
How did they even get to that as a kid? Like, man, I honestly I don't remember thinking about any of that shit as a kid. You know what I mean? I was only interested in like, when's Grand making dinner? What's for lunch? Do my homework, play video games. That was it.
Dragon Ball
Nothing
Z.
else. Yes. Yes.
If you look at how time has moved, Thomas, this has been working in phases. It's been working in generations. I'm sure I don't. I was born 1998. I don't know when you were born. Like, if you look at the time, let's go back to the 70s. I don't even think being gay was that much of a big deal. It was a thing, but it was something that was kind of put in the underground. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
as time went on, you know, I guess lesbianism started getting into the picture. And then, you know, fast forward to 2006, 2007, people started to be a little more open about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being gay and being lesbian and stuff. Now, mind you, transgenderism wasn't a thing yet. It probably was still underground. You don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was there, but people weren't doing that. And then the first exposure that I got to, you know, transgenderism, or I saw it as drag queens, you know, like queer people guys who dress in weird things, not just in TV shows, but you now see people who actually dress like that. Like that's when I started seeing people like that, probably around 2010.
Yeah.
And then fast forward now, you got people now who are now identifying as this and this. So I think it was happening in phases. It was happening in phases, in phases, in phases. It was always there, but it's like it was trickling in. There's a
Yeah.
saying that I heard a few months ago. It says, a trickle is far better than a flood. It's better to usher in something little by little so that you soften or so that you kind of numb people's minds to it. You don't
Correct.
overwhelm them with something big. You just hit them little by little, until that trickle, those trickles of drops start to turn into a little puddle. And then the puddle
Yeah.
turns into a pond, and then the pond turns into a river, and then the river turns into a flipping ocean. You
Yeah.
see, it goes over years. It's not something that can be done in one day. I mean, it even
Yeah,
goes
of
on
course.
with the saying, Rome wasn't built in one day.
Yeah.
So it's something that definitely has been, there's an agenda behind. There's something demonic behind it, bro. Like there's an agenda behind it. It's something that has just been trickling bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. And because it's trickling like that, the environment that it brings out now, kids are
Yeah.
growing up in such an environment where that thing is normal. So even if you say kids are born like that, you're not exactly giving them a conducive environment for them to grow up flipping normal, because they're seeing this nonsense everywhere, bro.
But is this in
Like the
kids'
first time
cartoons?
I
Or
was
where are they
flipping,
seeing this?
yeah, where's the what?
I'm saying, is this stuff in kids' cartoons now? Where the fuck are they seeing this stuff?
Bro,
I'm talking about kids, bro. I'm not talking about adults.
I'm talking real. Have you watched? Okay, I don't want to say have you watched because I've never watched it. But there are these Peppa Pig. You know Peppa Pig.
Yeah.
You've heard about
They
it.
got Yeah, they went to
I
the
was
cancer.
watching. Yeah. I was watching this review on YouTube of how you literally have transgender flipping oaks in characters in that flipping show. Bro. This is a kids show.
Yeah.
You've got shows like, I think it's called Bluey or something like that, where there's this little blue dog, and it's a show about different dogs.
Yeah.
And you've got these flipping characters identifying as different things, colorful individuals, identifying as she's, even though they're he, they're identifying as different animals, even though they're, clearly it's a dog, but it's identifying as something else. There's a lot of subliminal messaging in most of these kids shows now. It's gotten to the point that it's so dangerous, Thomas. It's just as dangerous as watching people shooting each other in a show. There was a time where people didn't make shows like that back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you watch shows like the A-Team, for instance. You hardly saw blood in a show like that. You hardly saw people being hurt gruesomely. I don't remember any scenes where somebody was hurt like real serious. Like unlike now, you see in certain movies where they show some of the most gory and some of the most messed up stuff in movies. You didn't see that back in the 90s. So
No, of course.
it's something that you trickle in slowly. You know what I'm saying? Like it starts off with just a toy gun. You know what I'm saying? And then a toy gun turns into a real gun, put the sound effects, and then the next movie is now we got real blood. And then the next movie now, we're no longer using guns. We're now using medieval ways to torture people. You're numbing the minds of people. It's become so normal to see people flipping, shooting each other in movies, but we're not supposed to be witnessing that,
Yeah.
So it's just like these shows and these TV shows. Like, have you noticed that every hit show or series, there has to be a gay couple somehow. There has to be some sort of it's subliminal messaging. That's how they get you, bro. They make it seem as if it's normal.
Yeah. Like
They make Go on.
for myself, in my opinion, so two things. When it comes to like the gay couple stuff, fine. Do that. It's all keep it between you guys. Don't try and force your shit on other people. And that's my stance in everything. Whatever you want to do it, but don't force it on other people.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Everybody is
all right. And I'll respect you from a distance, but it's not something I want to do. And I may not agree with it, but I'll respect that's what you want. But it's not for me. That kind of thing. And then this whole transgender thing and all that, I honestly think that the governments all know it's bullshit. But it's ways to distract the people that are watching the idiot boxes every night so that they can do whatever it is they're fucking doing, stealing more money, shutting down the economy, destroying it, making us into slaves, all that kind of stuff. But we're not because we're not paying attention to what they're doing because we're so distracted by all this shit that's going on TV. We're like, oh, look, this person's a transgender now, or this one's that promoting this and all that kind of stuff. You're not paying attention. But this shit is happening around you. You know what I mean? And I won't lie. If I was like fucking 10 years from now, 15 years from now, I'm just like, rich millionaire, Lambo in the driveway, 10-bedroom house, and my kid comes in and is like, "Oh, Dad, I don't feel comfortable in my skin. I feel like I should be the opposite sex." I'm just gonna be like, "Get the fuck out of my office. Just get out of my office and go fucking do something constructive." I will. I don't care. Like, I don't care if it hurts people's feelings or whatnot. Like, why are you worrying about shit like that as a kid? You know?
Like you said, it's really that approach is kind of harsh, but hey, to each their own at the end of the day. But like I said, like if you're not with this kid every day, and with how easy it is to get access to the internet, like
Yeah.
when I was growing up, well, now I sound like an old person. When I was growing up, you got your first phone probably in grade 7. When my sister was growing up, you get your first phone in
First
university.
birthday.
Yeah, exactly. They got their first phone in university. The people before that would get their first phone probably when they're now flipping adults, bro. Like you now flipping, yeah. So if you look at kids now, kid who's flipping 2 years old already has a cell phone now, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody can monitor what that kid is doing.
And their toy is a
They
tablet,
said-
dude.
Yeah,
Like, where's
bro.
all the
Like
fucking Ninja Turtle
we
action
played with
figures?
Legos
Barbie?
growing up, bro.
Yeah.
We played with
Yeah.
Legos and flipping mud outside, bro.
Yeah.
These kids are now flipping their heads when it comes to flipping tech beyond us now, bro. And
Yeah.
this kid is only 2 years old. You got kids as young as 6 years old or 7 years old having the ability to go through the dark web now, bro. So
Yeah.
that's flipping dark, dude. That's flipping messed up. And when you wonder where these kids are getting this stuff from, they're exposed. Even if you're saying he's not going outside or he's not meeting with people, or they don't have this influence from external environments, they've still got access to this flipping entertainment that they have. They still got access to the media, and it's indoctrinating people. That's always been the agenda of media, to indoctrinate and to brainwash people, like you just said, because they're trying to
100%.
distract you from what is truly happening. And that it goes even beyond what the system is doing. It's far darker than a lot of people realize.
Yeah.
And so it's the easiest way you can keep people away from that is to sedate them. I think the biggest drug that has gotten people hooked is their cell phone. We can talk about cocaine, we can talk about flipping fentanyl, we can talk about all these flipping drugs that are on the streets.
Yeah.
Nothing is bigger. There's no bigger drug in this world than distraction, and distraction through media. That has been the biggest drug that has been used ever since, bro. Entertainment is the most dangerous drug, bro.
Of course. Because and this is the worst part of it, is like people are so stupid that they actually think that everything on the news is 100% correct.
Oh no.
And I'm like, no,
you're right.
there's fucking rich people
tell you
that
what
are
they-
telling these corporations what they want you to hear and what they want you to believe.
Oh, bro. That's the thing, bro. Like, it's. I try to tell this to a few people, and they're like, "You're just being a conspiracy theorist." So, you know what? It's fine, bro. You believe what you want, but like you said, these people can control the narrative.
Yeah.
When you have that kind of money, Thomas, you literally have nothing else to do with yourself in this life. You've accomplished everything. I don't know if you've watched Squid Games. You've probably watched Squid Games before.
No, I haven't watched it. It's on the list.
So, yeah,
On a huge backlog.
I don't think I should spoil it. I don't think I'm a spoiler for you. If you're that kind of guy who doesn't like spoilers,
Yeah.
let me think of something else. Is there another show that's almost like that? You know what? Let's not use that. But all I'm trying to say is, Thomas, when you have so much money that you can buy up countries, what do you think is the next thing you're gonna do with that kind of money?
I'm gonna start war.
Nothing. You're gonna start war. You see, you start to find ways to try and keep yourself captivated.
Yeah.
You there's nothing in this world. Even Solomon said it. He said, I got everything. If you look in the book of this is the book of Kings. If you look in the book of Kings, Solomon was like the most wealthiest person on this earth. He did everything. He had women, he even had men, he had houses, he had pools, he had everything that you can think of. He bought everything
Yeah.
that you can think of. And even after that, he said it was worthless. It's vanity. It meant nothing.
Yeah.
There was no purpose to his life after that. What's the point? When you have all of this stuff.
No,
He said
100%.
that no matter how much you got, you will still have that desire for something. And that something cannot be found with things that are material. It cannot be found by things that are of this world. So
Yeah.
when you get to that point, my guy, you enter and you still got that hunger for more. You enter into a very, very warped space, bro. Either you are going to find the truth or you're going to drift further from the truth
Yeah.
after
That's
you
true.
get to that point.
Yeah.
It's quite scary.
Yeah. Interesting, dude. Very interesting. Like, it's always interesting to be able to talk to somebody about it without them being like offended, because people get like very offended by like topics like this.
Do people get offended over this?
100%. People get offended over shit, dude.
Bro. Dude, there's far more. I'll give you an offensive topic. Equality of males and females.
Yeah, let's talk about this. I love this topic. I fucking love this topic. That's why I've only got 2 friends left. Let's go.
This is gonna hurt a lot of women, but it's not to hurt y'all. It's just facts. Males were always made to be the stronger species. That's a
Yeah.
fact. I don't care how much roids you put in your system as a woman. I don't care how much flipping, I don't know what you take to become a man. Males will always be the dominant species when it comes to strength in general.
Yeah.
When I hear a woman saying they can do everything that a man can do, I'm like, bro, like, I've never heard any man saying we can do what women can do. Because
Yeah.
for flip's sake, I can't give birth, even if I tried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Men are terrible at being homemakers. We can build homes, but we don't know how to make a house a home.
Yes.
Women know how to do that very well.
Yeah. 100%.
So if a woman can be, if you want to bring this feminist junk to us, which I also believe feminism is the reason why we have gay people today, because the idea of feminism is to demasculate men and turn them into women.
Yes.
So when you have women who think like that, fine. Why is it when it comes to war, we never have a women army? Why don't we have a female police force? Heck, why aren't you working at the oil rigs? Oh,
I was about to say that to you. I was
you.
about to say that to you. If it's gender equality, why are these women not out there on the oil rigs at 2 a.m. in the morning where that thing catches on fire and it's fucking having the waves breaking over the top of that thing? Why are they not there fighting that fire?
Flipping crazy,
Okay.
bro. And
Another thing is, right,
yeah,
there was some situation that happened because obviously you know that America's pulled out of Afghanistan now and everything like that. There was a whole situation there where they've gone back to their whole like traditional beliefs and stuff like that. So now the women are no longer in like the varsities and no longer allowed to take cabs and all that. So now there's a whole bunch of fucking unemployed rich cows sitting around talking about how it's unfair that this is happening to women there in Afghanistan and we should send our men to go and sort that issue out. But it's you that's complaining about it. So why don't you climb on a plane with your fucking girl?
Why don't you go?
All your girl bosses and go there and do something about it. I fucking dare you. Yeah.
Why don't you go? Why don't you go?
No.
There's, you know what? There's now that you've brought up this topic, this is one of the reasons why the family structure nowadays is so broken and why we are breeding broken children in families, because there's no one to nurture those children. Now, if a woman wants to compete in the business world with a man, like I'm not going to stop you from doing what you want to do as a woman. If you want to become a businesswoman and you want to be that boss bee that you call yourself, go ahead and do it. But there's another saying that says this is the man's world. If men decide, we all know, even according to scripture, according to nature itself, men are the providers of the home. Unfortunately, we're in a broken world, so it's kind of difficult to follow those traditions if everybody's chasing whatever they want to chase.
Yeah.
You know very well that this world is a jungle, bro. Men will do whatever they can to get their way. And
Yeah.
when you have women saying men are selfish, they're not playing fair. I thought this was the jungle. I mean, this is how it works. There's no fear in this world. So
Yeah.
if you can do what men can do, then why don't you gird your loins up and act like a man? You know, that's the thing. So you gotta be able to take them hits if you want to be hit as well, you know, because men are putting out themselves out there so that they get hits, so that they get something out of it, because they're hitting back.
No, but they don't.
So
They like
in
to play.
life, there's no such thing. It's not fair. You know, it's
Yeah.
anything can happen. A person dies, and you weren't expecting to die. You don't want to die, but it happened.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. Like, we want to find equality and we want things to be fair, but there's no standards to rate what is fair. If it's based on what you want, you know.
Yeah.
That's
But-
the thing.
But they like to play both ends of the spectrum. They want to be the man, and then when shit don't want to work out, then they want to play the woman card. This is the thing. I'm the female card. Like I can understand. You know what I mean? Like what you're bringing up. So like I think a lot of the problems that happen in a home is because there's a lot of disrespect that's happening. You know what I mean? Where
Okay,
like a
yeah.
woman's in a successful role, but she'll still come home, and because she's a successful role, telling men what to do at work, she'll come home and think that she can talk to her man like that. You know what I mean? Now,
Yes, true.
people, please. This is a generalization. It's got nothing to do with like a specific situation. It's a generalization.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, if your man is a lazy bastard that's sitting at home depending on you, then again, that's something you got to deal with yourself.
What you
okay.
chose that guy.
Yes, exactly. This is that we'll get to that just now. But so they bring they disrespect the man, right? And then upsets at the end of the day when the man goes and does something stupid out there or reckless instead of, you know, focusing his attention and energy on her. He goes there and spends his time with some fucking stupid 21-year-old girl. But that's because he's like, oh, this dumb girl gives me a little bit of respect. She tells me I'm a good man, and whether that there when I'm gonna go home to my wife. Why should I waste money on my wife if she's gonna fucking abuse me every day? You know, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think there's a give and take in that. And I do not understand that. Why would you listen to your CEO at work, but then come home and not listen to your man at home when he's like, oh, I think we should do A, B, and C with the kids.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
The head of the home is the man at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if you rather respect somebody who is not your partner, then why are they your partner in the first place? You know what I'm
100%.
saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, look at a typical day, bro. Like, men have to deal with other men who are bursting with testosterone, who want to be ahead of others. And you are also there. You want to fight to get yours as well.
Yeah.
You're frustrated. You're angry. You've had a long day. You come back home to a wife who's also being a man who wants to flip and throw it, testosterone all over the place. How the flip is that gonna work? You know what I'm saying? I mean, God made it very easier for women. He made it very easy for women. You gotta be a nurturer of the home, a builder of the home, one who submits to your husband, because the husband is there to protect and provide. He comes back home. You're supposed to make the man feel like he is coming, you know, back to a safe space, because he's been in the jungle out there. And then he comes back home. Now he has to flip and deal with another flipping opponent. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be the partner that's supposed to actually be uplifting the guy so that he can go take on the world, so that he can make lives easier for you back at home. But if he's gonna be challenged there, and then you challenge him back here at home, bro, like, that's gonna be a whole mess. The kid is watching all this nonsense going on, and now the kid has got a wrong perception of what a relationship is supposed to look like. Now he's gonna generalize that every single woman is a problem. He's gonna generalize if it's a man, if it's a girl. Now she's gonna generalize that every single guy is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because they have been raised in an environment like this. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You want to come back. You want to be a woman and you want to go to work. Fine, go to work. But it's gonna be a big duty for you when you get home, because doing the tasks at home is an actual job on its own.
Yes.
It's a big task on its own, bro. Making sure that everybody is eating well, making sure that the place is kept well, is kept clean, everything is looking homey, so that when we have hosts, they can also feel at home. You're also taking care of your man, you're also nurturing the kids. That's a big job, bro. People are hired for something like that.
Yeah.
That's a natural job that you had as a woman, bro, but you decided to leave it. And I understand some women are gonna say, "Well, times are tough. We can't afford to have one salary." That's when I'm like, if you're a man, this is why I don't want to rush to marry. If you're gonna be a man, suck it up and get two jobs, bro. Suck it up,
Yes.
get two jobs, provide for the family, bro. That's what you're meant to do.
Yeah.
You're there to
Life's
flip
not
in there
about
and provide for the family.
exactly. As a man, life's not about being fucking happy and like
Yeah,
sitting around doing fuck all. You're a man. You're supposed to be there. The struggle. Life is hard. You know what I mean? You wake up in the morning. You know that you got to feed your wife and kids. You go to work. You get abused from your boss. You get abused from your work colleagues. Right? Possibly even a second job. The same story over and over again. But at the end of the day, it's like shit we have to go through as a man to make sure that your wife and kids or your girlfriend and kids or whatever the situation is at home
exactly.
are
That they're
okay
fit.
and they're sorted.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's it's
But to
it's
go
it's, it's
through all of that and then to still come home to some woman telling you you ain't shit. You know what I mean?
and then you wonder why men don't want to do this anymore. Because you've got a lot of entitled people who want to affirm their own stance, even though
Yeah.
they know that they're not meant to be doing that. I think another issue is people want to live a lifestyle that is beyond the standard that they can handle.
Yeah.
So because you're living that lifestyle, you go pick somebody you know, a woman who you know, or you pick a man who you know is very materialistic. Now you've got this pressure of, okay, we have to pay for the bills and everything, but we have to pay for all this extra nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
put a strain on yourself for things that are so unnecessary, bro. And
Yeah.
it puts a strain into the relationship now. It puts a strain onto your partner. And then you're like, nah, this guy is useless or this woman is useless. But maybe it's just that because your standards are just too flipping high that you shouldn't be there, bro.
Right? It's those are the
Yeah.
same people. It's the same moms that are driving the Porsches and wearing Lorna Janes from head to toe and having the fucking expensive lunches at all these expensive restaurants with her friends,
Yeah.
talking shit about her man, how he's never present, he never does this at home, whatever. Like, meanwhile, the poor dude's working to midnight just to pay the fucking installment in your car. You know what I mean?
He doesn't spend time with me, but you're the one who wants all this expensive stuff. How is it going to be paid for? I have to
Yeah.
go my flipping ways out to flipping get stuff for you, bro. If
Yeah.
we don't do that, then you're going to say, I'm not doing my job. I'm being lazy. I'm not doing this, you
Yeah.
know? So it's a very slippery slope. Then you find a lot
Yeah.
of guys are like, nah, women ain't crap, bro. I'm just going to be single. And I'll just
Yeah.
smash whatever woman that I want, which I also
Yeah.
find kind of silly as well, because you can't just be going around sleeping with every single thing you see, bro.
Yeah.
So it's become a life of I see high living with others. I want to also get that. That's what
Yeah.
people have
But
made life about. It's about
yes.
chasing high standards.
Yeah.
That's where everybody's at.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
No, for sure. Yeah. But also, just to go back on the topic of this whole gender equality
Feminism.
thing.
Oh
Right.
yes, yes.
It's I don't understand it because like so a woman will pick a dude,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She'll actually ditch a dude or reject a dude that actually wants to make
Yeah.
her a wife. Pick some
Yeah.
fucking dickhead brokey who's gonna leave her with fucking kids and then she's gonna fight to get money out of him and everything to get there, and then still have the cheek to turn around and be like, "Oh, men ain't shit," but you chose the guy. Or
You chose it.
this is the best one, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, why didn't you marry the guy? Oh, he didn't deserve me, but you had fucking kids with him. What do you mean? You know?
My guy, like I think this all goes to
There's a thing that they do where they make these decisions, right? And then after they find out that the decision is not right or it's wrong and it doesn't work out in their favor, right? They remove consent from the whole situation and retrospectively blame somebody else for it. And that I don't
they take
understand. It's like,
responsibility.
yes, yeah,
They don't take responsibility. But it goes both ways because you got guys like that as well. Like they're like, I just want this dude, I just want this chick because she's there when I need
She's a
to
10.
satisfy
Yeah.
my urges. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and bro, like at the end of the day, it goes to we don't really understand what relationship is. I don't think humans understand what relationship is. It goes back to what we were talking about, that you're going in because you want something in return, not
Yeah.
because you're going there to be the one that gives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's especially when it comes to marriage, people don't know that marriage is a covenant, bro. They think it's just going to standing in front of people, having a ceremony, having a flashy wedding means you guys are gonna have a
Showing off.
beautiful wedding, a beautiful like
Yeah,
that.
showing off to people, putting it on Instagram.
Yeah,
5 years later, you're
you
still paying off the fucking wedding,
you see,
and they're probably divorced.
you're focusing on the wrong things about marriage. Marriage is not about now we've got a fancy wedding and then we look good together and she's great in bed or he's great in bed and that's why we got married. He's got money and she's got money. A commitment and a covenant is something that goes deep. It's a flipping soul tie, bro. Once you're tied to this person, bro, it's for life, dude. And because people are so easy at abandoning commitments and covenants, that's why people are so deceptive and so disloyal. Is because there was a time where contracts weren't a thing, Thomas, where your word was so powerful. If you broke your word, that was a big issue, bro. If you say, I'm going to buy this field from this person, you didn't need a contract. You have my word that I'll pay you. Yes. That was enough, bro. Because when you actually swear on your name, bro, when you swear on your word, that's a big thing. Your reputation goes down if you don't do that. People don't care about that anymore. Because people are so flipping disloyal and people have become so flipping selfish, they'll even break a flipping written contract and find ways to go around the contract. People don't keep their word anymore. It even says it in the word. It says it in the Bible. If you make a vow, make sure that you keep that vow when it comes to God. Let your yes be a yes and let your no be a no.
Yeah.
People are so they don't understand how important a contract is. And it's not just because it's written on paper.
Yeah.
Words are far more powerful than any form of paper, my guy. Because words are written onto a paper. These are words that we are reading. This is just a piece of paper. It means nothing.
Yeah.
It's the word behind it. It's the principle behind it. And because people have forgotten that a principle is something that you have to hold to, marriage means nothing. Relationship means nothing. Nothing means nothing. That's why you find in these days, bro, people are so disloyal. People are so flipping. They'll switch up on you at any time. They don't care. Because we I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with us. We like to go our way. It's like I said, it goes back to pride and selfishness. That's who we are. Of course.
Yeah.
It sucks. Yeah. It really sucks. So I think until we understand what marriage and relationship is, we're never gonna have that standard. Except until that relationship is bound by something greater than ourselves. That's the only way. You wanted to say something just now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so two things about the one about the word being your honor.
Equality.
You get people that are like, it could be like me, for example. you and I could be friends for like 20 years, and I'll be like, hey, Colin, listen, I'm a little bit tight this month. Can you just lend me like $3,000? I'll sort you out month end, whatever. Then month end, I don't even have the decency to message you and tell you, hey, shit, look, I got paid less. I don't actually quite have it. Can I give you so much, or can we arrange a payment plan or something? It's just, fuck him. I'm not going to pay him. You know that? Yeah.
And you just go to me. You just go quiet. I'm like, bro, now I have to follow you. Like, bro, you said you're going to do this for me.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's how it's gone. It sucks.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be put in that position.
Yeah. And then with the marriage thing, I'm pretty sure my ears maybe a bit fucked up from all the heavy music I've been listening to, but I'm pretty sure it says through sickness and health. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's very true.
Yeah. And the minute the people have they have the first fights, or somebody intervenes in their relationship. Like maybe she goes and has coffee with her friends, and she's like, "Oh, Tom did so and so today," and then she's like, and then her friend will be like, "No, you should leave him. He's not a good guy." Whatever. Like, not all of a sudden she's got this machismo, comes home, and then like, you know what I mean? It's like, "Oh, I'm not happy
Dude,
with you anymore. I need to be happy somewhere else," and then she fucks off. You know what I mean? Or even the other way around. Guy at work says something to his face, and you're like, "Oh, you deserve a better woman than that." Blah blah blah. He comes home. Oh, someone at work said this and that day.
bro,
Why are you not doing this A, B, and C? I'm out. You know what I mean?
bro, it's.
Yeah.
You said the words themselves. Through sickness and in health.
Yeah.
I don't know what they say further on, but the last words is till death do us part.
Yes.
Till death do us part. Those are binding words, bro. That
Yeah.
means no matter what comes my way, no matter what faces us, no matter what fight comes in our way, we can't separate no matter what. Nowadays,
Yeah.
divorce is so simple, bro. Like that just goes to show that the marriage wasn't even based on a firm foundation. So why get married in the first
100%.
place if you're just
Exactly.
gonna flip and break up at the end of the day? And this is a
Yeah.
very tough one, even for Christians, because you tell them the word says it. You're not supposed to divorce under the condition that this person has committed adultery. But that's the thing. When the Pharisees asked Jesus if a person is to commit adultery and they want a divorce, is that fine? I'm not sure. I'm just paraphrasing now. And then he's like, you were not meant to divorce in the beginning. That was not
Yeah.
meant to be. The reason why Moses let you divorce each other was because of the hardness of your hearts, which means you did not want to listen. You guys were stiff-necked. You guys have problems. And so I'll
Yeah.
give you one condition to divorce this person. If they decide to sleep with another man, because sex is a covenant as well. That's a covenant. Like you've already come into a covenant in a marriage. And now when you have sex, you're becoming one flesh as well. So if
Yeah.
you go around sleeping with different people, you're leaving your seed in different people, and you're doing all sorts of weird things. You're forming soul ties with different people. So that was the only instance that Moses told these people that's when you can divorce. But Jesus was just like, but that was not meant to be in the beginning. Once
Yeah.
you are together, and once you have been put together by God, that cannot be disrupted. The only one that can disrupt it is you, the people who have been joined together, because you're the
Yeah.
ones that are messing around with this. Nobody else can disrupt what God has put together except for yourself. So
Yeah.
he was trying to show these guys how serious marriage is. Is this not just a child's play game? Like you just go in because people look pretty in dresses and people look pretty in suits, and it's a cool thing to post on social media. Let's get married. Yeah, she looks beautiful. She got nice curves, or this guy got money. Let's get married. He's trying to show
Yeah.
you that this is quite a big deal because it goes deeper than just looking good. This is a flipping spiritual thing, bro.
Yeah.
Because
No, for sure.
if exactly, you're not meant to divorce at all. This is why the word also says, "Do not be equally unyoked. Do not be unequally yoked," which means if you know that you and you have got different ways of thinking, or you and you have got different perspectives of life, if you do it, you're doing it at your own risk because it's going to
Yeah.
bring problems in that relationships if you do it. It's better not to go into that relationship with that person. However,
Yes.
the word also says you're free to do whatever you want, but not all things are beneficial. So you're free to do whatever you want. If you want to marry a person that you know is going to give you issues, don't come crying to us saying, "No, I want to divorce this person," knowing that you knew that this person was going to be a problem. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And that's the problem with most Christians. They'll be like, "Ah, no, I'll just change them. You know, they're a bad person, but I'll change them. I'll change." Okay,
This is
it's
another thing.
fine.
Going into a relationship thinking because you physically like the person and wanting to change them to how you want to be, that that's fucking
That's
utter bullshit.
dangerous. That's
Yeah.
dangerous. That's not your job. You don't change
Yeah.
people. I can't change you, and you can't
Yeah.
change me.
Yeah.
Only something greater can change. You have to decide whether you want to change or not.
Yeah.
And it's the same with religion. Like I can preach to as many people as I want, but at the end of the day, it's not me who changes them. It's them who then
Yeah.
chooses if they want to be changed. Because
Yeah.
even God, even Jesus himself, couldn't convert everybody. Not because he can't. If he wants to, he can, but it's free will. I can't force
Yeah.
you to do whatever you don't want to do. And it's the same with relationships. I can't turn you into something that I want you to be. that goes back to saying that you want something out of the relationship and you're not giving. So that's why most relationships are not working, because someone wants to change something into something that suits them. And
Correct.
that is why we all have these divorces going on. They're like, it never worked, he was just abusive. You're just like, no, you were not careful enough to see that this person is not meant for you. And now
Yeah,
you're in this problem, and now you want to blame them. You did not discern. You did not look into it because you were rushing into marriage. You're the problem.
Yeah.
Why are we
Yeah.
always the first ones to blame someone else? Why don't you blame yourself?
Correct.
Take responsibility and
Nobody
know that
likes accountability.
nobody wants to take responsibility. You messed up. Another person may say, okay, there was a big puddle in the road. Fine, we know that there are people who are supposed to fix puddles. Why were you driving 300 miles an hour when you know that this is the place where you're not supposed to be speeding? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
won't find puddles in distant roads where people hardly drive, like in highways and stuff like that. You won't find puddles there. But you're going to find a puddle in a city center, bro. Plenty of people are driving there. If there's plenty of people driving there, the sensible thing to do is to drive like a normal human being. Watch out for the people around you. And if you step into a puddle and say, well, I didn't see it, I was driving too quick. They're supposed to fix the puddle. Yes, they're supposed to fix the puddle, but you could have seen that puddle. How many people were able to dodge that puddle, and you are the only one who couldn't dodge it?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
You are the problem.
Yes.
I know that they did not do their job. Fine, but just because they didn't do their job, does that mean now you have to flip and go around and fall into that ditch because somebody else didn't do their job?
Yeah.
Why don't you navigate around it carefully? And then cry out, this is the problem that we're facing. Yes, we all know how the console is, bro. But if that's what we're going to be, if we're going to be victims every time, you're going to be changing tires every single week, bro.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
So it's the same with relationships, bro. Like, you're going in there wanting to change a person, expect that it's not going to be easy, and expect that you're going to be in tears every single time, because that's what you want.
Yes.
That's it. That's basically it. It's tough, but
Yeah, no, for sure.
y'all gotta swallow it.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, it's like women will chase these like 1% men, right? He's like knowing very well that he's got like 20, 30 other women that are also fucking chasing him. And then should he decide to do something, then it's like, oh my God, I can't believe he cheated on me. It's like, yeah, well, duh. Like,
bro, like
what did you think you were like the top of the crop, the cream of the crop? Like, duh.
You're the cream of the crop. You think you're gonna be lower because of you now?
Yeah.
Bro, it kind of reminds me of this whole story that's been going on. I don't know how long. I think it's a few weeks back where I saw this chick she slept with 100 people in one day, and now she wants to sleep with 1,000 dudes in one day. And I'm like, what the flip, bro?
Here's my thing, okay? What was all the waterworks about? Like, you were crying about the fact that you didn't feel great. So why are you leveling up to like 1,000 now? Like, we're leveling down in this situation. But yeah, like, what was the waterworks for? Was it for the likes, the hits and the likes? I don't understand.
People like to pull on emotions, bro. I think the biggest weapon that most people like to use is emotions.
Yeah.
You can tug on the person's emotions if you hit them in the right spot.
Yeah.
That's how a victim is. That's how people with a victim mindset are like. They don't tell you straight up. They make you feel bad, even though you know you're not wrong. They make you feel as if you've messed up, even though you know you didn't mess up. And it's something with emotions draws people in. So even though it's just like those who do this whole transgender thing, like they'll make you feel so bad and make you feel like it's so normal and it's so good that you are the ones that are actually being bigoted and being so messed up because you are not giving us the space to be who we want to be. And I'm like, that's kind of hypocritical because you're the ones who's pushing this on us, bro. Like, we never asked you to come and flip and you're the one who's saying you want to be in the same toilet as a flipping woman, even though you're a man, bro. You're the one preying on children. Whose children are you trying to flip and indoctrinate? You're the one who's pushing your agenda. And when we say enough is enough, keep your stuff in your bedroom. Now you want to say, oh no, you guys are so hateful, and tears start gushing out. How are we the bad guys? You're the ones who are flipping a sheep in wolf's clothing. That's basically what it is. You're coming in here acting like a sheep, but you're a flipping wolf, bro. And you're coming with this nonsense. And that's just like that chick. You knew that you were going to get into this nonsense. And you come with that flipping, you come with your waterworks like that. I like to see it in two different ways. One way is that this person grew up in a very messed up view of what a woman is. You know,
Yeah.
because you grow up in a society that tells you women are valuable because of the way they look. Women are useful because they look a certain way and they carry certain features physically.
Yeah.
That's the problem, number one. So that's what probably brought her to that point. So she's trying to seek validation or trying to find attention because probably she didn't get that attention from her father, or she didn't get that attention from her family or from her friends. The way that I prefer to look at it, which is how I usually look at the world now, I look at it at a spiritual lens. That woman is not normal. She's definitely got something spiritual going on with her. It's a stronghold that has got her real tight. She needs deliverance. She needs something. She needs some serious stuff taken care of. That's how I see it.
And the funny thing is, like, she's in her 20s now or something, right?
Yeah.
So she engages in all this bullshit activity, and then by the time she grows up and now wants to settle down, she's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm ready for a real man now." But no, you know what I mean? Nobody's gonna want to marry something that's taking that kind of body count.
It's scary, and that's the thing. Like, it's hard to say it like this, Thomas, because now I'm like, okay, now this person has decided to change. They've left their ways. She deserves a second chance, but you know how humans are. It's gonna be hard for me to take you seriously after you've come from a history like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay, but how do I know that you're not gonna pull the same crap again? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is why I say I now look at it at a spiritual aspect. I'm like, we all have a history at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We are free to make the decisions that we make, but we're not free of the consequences or the rewards that it brings. And unfortunately, what she's done is going to bring a lot of consequences, because the decisions you make don't just affect the now. They have ripple effects. They also affect the future. They also affect things that are to come. Even when you die, it will affect somebody beyond, because the decision that you make now might affect your child maybe a few years later. Like, oh, this kid now, your child is now going to school. You may be no more. Maybe you have changed your life. But now these kids are going to see videos of your mom who was banging 100 men a day. And even though your mom has changed, she's now a different person. But now this kid has to suffer through all these bad decisions that you've made. She has to suffer all this nonsense and all this bullying now because of what you did. And that's why I really don't see this as something that's normal. This is something that there's definitely an evil agenda going on. It's something spiritual. You know, the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So he's not just gonna attack for that season. He's gonna attack for generations to come as well. And so it's a ripple effect, man. And that's the problem with what's going on in the world right now. Because you see things like this, someone is being encouraged to think, oh, that's normal, you know, that's cool. Because she's also influencing other girls to do that. And there are other girls who want to do that now. Because
of course, there's gonna be somebody out there that's gonna try and out succeed her. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go for 1,500. You know?
You see. So that's why I also believe everybody is a leader. Because as long as you hold a certain influence in your life, whether you're influencing 1,000 people or you're influencing one person, you're somewhat of a leader. Because you have an influence, you carry an influence. You know what I'm saying? And you can either carry yourself to either encourage people to be a light in this world, or you can carry yourself in a manner that brings darkness to others. And that darkness will spread throughout the world.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous. It's a very thin line. So that's why decisions that you make, you shouldn't just think about how it just affects you. You should think about how it affects the people around you as well.
Okay.
It's a very
now, what
thin
you're
line.
saying there, wouldn't you say that also applies to the bodybuilding industry?
It does. It really does, Thomas. And that's
People
another
do not
topic
give
I
a
want
fuck
to cover.
about. Yeah, they do not give a fuck about their health. All they're worried about is the next plastic trophy, and they don't care how many grams of of chemicals they're gonna take just to get that fucking plastic trophy.
I'm
Not
glad
thinking,
that you just
oh,
brought this up.
in my late 30s, when I want to settle down and have kids, and the doctor tells you no, you're fucked, you can't have kids, all right, because of A, B, and C and all the chemicals you're
Yeah.
taking, then now all of a sudden now you're heartbroken about it. No. Be happy.
You-
Be that same happy you were back then when you were getting those plastic trophies. That you're willing, A, one, to destroy your own health. Two,
Yeah.
ruin friendships around you, all for this fucking plastic trophy. Three, treat people like shit, right? And then four, right? I do not understand how they have this fucking big heads about them when they're a bunch of fucking brokies that are begging people to give them money to do shows. I don't understand it.
Thomas, I'm glad you brought this up because this
It's
is going to be
insane.
another one. This is going to be another topic that's going to ruffle a lot of feathers, especially in the bodybuilding industry. This is why I like Greg Doucette. A lot of people don't like that guy, but he actually speaks facts for them.
Yeah.
I may not agree with some of the stuff he does, like the way he speaks sometimes, his language and stuff. I don't give a crap about that. But there's one thing that I like about him is that he tells the truth and the hard truth, which
Yeah.
a lot of people don't want to speak. This is one of the reasons as well why I left the industry. Not the health aspect came later on. The biggest issue for me was the identity aspect, in that if I look a certain way, I'm going to get validation from people. If I
Yeah.
look a certain way, I'm going to get respect from people. If I
Yeah.
look a certain way, people are going to take me seriously. Because if I tell you how I grew up, I wasn't the most popular kid in school, and I wasn't
Yeah.
I wasn't the first guy that was picked at the games. People pick kids. I was one of the last people who were picked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, myself too, yeah.
I was only picked when it was beneficial for them. Like, okay, this kid knows how to run. Let's pick him first. But everything else, no, we don't care about you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
because of that, I wanted to pursue something that gave me validation. Hence why I told you there's 4 things that drive people: fame, money, lust, and power. I wanted to go for fame. I wanted to become an actor. I wanted to become a bodybuilder. I wanted to become a model, because
Yeah.
I was not seen all my life. This is where people are going to see me. I'm going to show them that I did this. I'm going to show them that I'm better. I'm going to show them this. This is who I am now. So you got to respect me now because you didn't respect me then. That's the agenda I went to when I was
Yeah.
going into competitive bodybuilding. I wanted to be that guy that everybody sees.
Yeah.
And so that was my motivation. Like that's what drove me in the gym. Like when I was training, I'm like, I want to look like flipping. I would look at these old school bodybuilders. Like, these guys are amazing. Look at the way people look at them. I want that for myself. And that's how I was pushing. Like, I want to look like that guy. But then I realized, like, first of all, I have to go through all of this unhealthy way of doing things. I have to pump in gear into myself. I have to starve myself beyond limits that are not, normal for the body. My moods, my mental state is not right. I'm so stressed. I'm so dehydrated. I feel weak. I feel like crap. Only so that I can stand in front of a bunch of judges for only a few seconds,
Yeah.
so that they can tell me, "Oh, bro, you look like crap," or "You look good." The thing with
Yeah.
bodybuilding is it's different from soccer, bro. Soccer, you work your ass off, you get the results of what you deserve. You work really hard. Bodybuilding, it doesn't matter how hard you work, dude. Look at how many people who deserve the Olympia, but they never touched that Olympia trophy, bro. Even though they looked incredible. Some of these wins, you'd say, this guy didn't deserve it. But look at how incredible this guy is, and he lost to this dude? Really?
Yeah.
That's when I realized a subjective sport can really mess you up. It's like modeling.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of models also have a lot of psychological issues. It's because rejection. You want validation, not just rejection from judges, rejection from people as well. You have to look a certain way so that people accept you. And especially when you have an agenda to be the best in bodybuilding and you don't get that, that messes with your head, bro. It messes with your head. I'm not gonna lie. Like my first few shows, I came in first. The last show that I went for my pro, I came in 6th with that one, and people were looking great. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I deserved to come in first, but there were a few people I feel like I could have done a lot better. You know what I'm saying? I could have one up them, but that's just me. The difference between bodybuilding is I may look good to other people. I may look good, but to the judges, it's not what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I don't look the part, no matter how hard I trained. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe the person that they chose, you look at them and you're like, huh? And the people that were watching, they're like, no, this ain't it. So I feel
Yeah.
like subjective sports can be dangerous if taken to the extreme. I don't
Yeah.
have a problem with bodybuilding itself. I have a problem with competitive bodybuilding. That's where
Yeah.
my problem is. Because it breeds a lot of insecurity, it breeds a lot of mental instability, it breeds a lot of false um, preaching, not false preaching, false doctrine, false. The word is escaping me, but when with
I'd say a
bodybuilding
false
shows,
sense of reality.
yeah, a false sense of reality. Because
Yeah.
bodybuilding shows, they're like, we are promoting health. I'm like, eh? There's
Yeah.
nothing healthy about bodybuilding, not even one thing, bro. Like you are
Yeah.
training, I get it, but CrossFitters are much healthier than you. In as much as we like to rip on CrossFitters, those guys can run a flipping marathon and back. When I went for airsoft whilst I was in prep, I couldn't even run for more than flipping 20 minutes, bro. I was gassed out. I was doing cardio,
Yeah.
but my flipping knees were short, bro, because I'm flipping low on flipping fat, bro. I
Yeah.
can't do nothing. You can't send a flipping bodybuilder into a flipping war zone. He ain't gonna do jack
Yeah.
squat in there, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, in terms of the health aspects, bodybuilding can be a good way to look at it, but competitive bodybuilding, let's not lie to people and say this is a healthy sport, bro. Because
Yeah.
you are breeding a false sense of truth. You're breeding a deception. That's the word I wanted to do. You're breeding a deception. Not only are you stopping people from actually eating healthier, because now everybody's just don't eat all these calories, take pills instead. You're not meant
Yeah.
to be eating pills, bro. You got a person who's got a whole flipping jar filled with pills. You're supposed to eat flipping 20 pills a day, bro, to replace your
Yeah.
vitamin. Just go eat some
I know.
fruit, bro.
I know a dickhead that walks around the gym with a fucking, that does that Monday to Friday pill boxes that you get, but you get the
Yeah,
big whole month one, all full of fucking gear during his contest prep, eating it like Smarties in the gym.
dude. Like, go eat flipping fruit, bro. There's nothing wrong with fruit. Who told you
Yeah.
that fruit is not healthy for you, bro? Go
Yeah.
eat a flipping steak, dude. Who told you that you're not supposed to eat steak?
No,
Eat
they're insane,
flipping
dude.
steak, bro.
Like,
So,
you know what I mean? They'll ask me
mm,
like, how many times a year do you do blood work? I'm like, oh, maybe like 5, 6, maybe even more if needed. And they're like, oh, you're insane.
yeah.
Like, I'd never spend that kind of money. But you're okay at spending that kind of money on fucking bottles of Tren and growth hormone.
You see now, I'm I have my own my own views on steroids. I'm not gonna tell people that they shouldn't take them. I think it's a bad idea, basically, but to each their own.
Yeah.
But whether it's done naturally or it's done unnaturally, as long as it's competitive bodybuilding, I don't condone it. I don't think it's a good idea for anybody.
Yeah.
Especially it's a very 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 dangerous place to go through. I mean, I've seen people in various sports. I've never seen a sport that has more deaths than bodybuilding, honestly speaking. Not
Yeah.
that I've heard of recently now, because I haven't been following as much. But I mean, you look at flipping 2020, 2019 going up, just that small space of time. A lot of people say maybe it's because of the COVID. I guess you can say that, but your immune system is already depreciating, even if you're healthy. I think you know this. When people are
Yes.
born, they're already dying. You know what I'm saying? Your
Yeah.
immune system is already poisoned from all this flipping gas that is, they're releasing in the air and all these preservatives in the food and all this flipping air manipulation that's going on and stuff like that. The steroids aren't going to make it better. They're just going to make it worse. The
Yeah.
starvation that you have to go through to try and cut your weight and do all that is only going to make it worse because it's kind of damaging your immune system. You're not functioning the way you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's a very dangerous place to be in. I mean, if you look at bodybuilders now, bro, it's dangerous. And most of these influencers that are pushing this, you look at influencers like flipping Togi, bro. Who the flip is that guy, bro? You look at people like Sam Sulek. The guy looks huge, but the guy is literally crawling with skin issues, bro. Like you can see it.
Yeah.
And yet
Yeah.
people are like, this guy is dope, this guy is dope. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, are you for real? You look at bodybuilders back in the day, and you look at bodybuilders today. You had bodybuilders who would compete in strongman competitions, who would compete in Ironman competitions. They were not just big, they were also functional. If you can
Yeah.
do that, that's fine, bro. At least be functional. Let your muscles have function. Now these bodybuilders can't even walk to the grocery store now without flipping having a heart attack.
No, of
So
course. Can't do cardio, bro. I'll lose my gains.
you see, it's that's the standard that's going on. I think
Yeah.
the thicker the better now. Everybody who looks thick, the better. Which is your own opinion. I mean, I wonder why Chris Bumstead doesn't want to bodybuild anymore. I think we all know he saw that this continue going down this path. I'm like gonna end up like Ronnie Coleman, bro. It's
Yeah.
sad. If you ask him, do you regret it? He's like, I don't regret it, but I mean, come on, look at the guy, bro. Like, look where he's at. He may say that he's happy, but I know deep down he's like, I wish I could do another set of flipping leg presses. I wish I could do another
Yeah.
set of squats. I wish I could do another set of this. He may have taken it to the extreme, though, but I would say,
Excuse me.
yeah. I think I've said a lot concerning that. You already know where I stand with it.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, the biggest issue was what is the intention behind it? My intentions behind it personally were not the right intentions. It was all about the glory and the fame behind it. I didn't care
Yeah.
about the money or anything. And if you look at it, even about the money, like you're talking about, the decisions that we make, we're just talking about decisions that we make, you have a ripple effect. You are going to end up having a system that might not work properly, and then you wonder why you're not able to have children, or why you're having these diseases that are now giving you issues, maybe lung issues, or you now have kidney issues, and then you wonder,
Yeah.
oh, why am I sick? Why is this? And we're like, well, you are abusing this stuff for years and years just so that you can look good in front of judges, or to look good in the mirror, or to just get validation from people. But in the
Yeah.
end, you're just destroying yourself on the inside, bro. And that's
Yeah.
the false deception that bodybuilding gives, is you look healthy on the outside and people are like, oh, you look great, you're healthy, but on the inside, you're just a crumbling fortress,
rotting.
bro. And
Yeah.
yeah, you're dying. It's like you're selling your soul just to look good on the outside, bro. So if you want to do it competitively, I think I've closed my chapter on that. I'd rather just stick to doing it for fun.
Yeah.
If you want to use gear, I'm not going to stop a person from doing it. It's an individual's body. They can do whatever they want. I'd rather do it clean. I wouldn't go to the extremes of putting my body in such a deficit that I can't even get to do anything around the house. So I can't do anything because you become a
Yeah.
couch potato when you're like that.
Yeah. For sure.
So yeah, so that's where I stand.
It's pretty interesting that you said that you got into bodybuilding because you wanted to be recognized or whatnot. Because since the first time I met you, I never got that impression from you, bro. You were like always humble from the beginning, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
You did this. This is a very good saying that I want to tell you. Never judge a person by appearance. Even the
Yeah,
word
100%.
do not
No, but
judge
even like
by
the way,
appearance. Yeah.
but you know people that are in it, so it'll be like, oh, look at me, I won this. Everybody must know they won some fucking show. Whereas like you've always been humble about it, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Whether you're first place or last place, you're the same as me. It's the same attitude through
Yeah.
and through. You know? Yeah.
That's true. Like, I mean, I was humble about it. That's true. But it's not about how I showed it. It's about
Yeah.
what my heart's intent was. What
Yeah.
was in my
Yeah.
heart. Nobody can discern the heart of man except for
Yeah.
God. So he's the only one who knew, this kid is doing it for the wrong reasons. Because he ain't
Yeah.
doing it to glorify my name at all. So
Yeah.
a lot of people do things and they may seem, it goes back to the same saying, a wolf in sheep's clothing. You come looking like a sheep, you come looking like you're one of us, but in reality, deep down, you're just coming to destroy. You know what I'm saying? And that was
Yeah.
me. Like you want to do this because like you saw a humble guy, but on the inward, I'm like, I gotta show these people I'm the best. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to be the one on top. So for me, it was mostly because I wanted validation. I wanted to be seen. I wanted this. That's where I wanted to be. And I guess I was pulled out of that a lot sooner than I feel like if I went down, because I knew that if I went the bodybuilding route, it would also tie into the modeling route, and it would also tie into the acting route, because
Yeah.
they always look for the guys that look good, and they look
Yeah.
for the guys that know how to speak fluently and carry themselves fluently. So
Yeah.
that was the goal. That was the mission. It was to climb the ladder there. Like my motivation was from Arnold Schwarzenegger and Michael Hurd. They're also
Yeah.
actors and models and bodybuilders. That's where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Because if you look at most actors and models, as much as we may, a few of them, not all of them, a few of them are there because they love it and they actually care about that. Most of them are there because they want to be seen. They want the validation because
Yeah.
they didn't get that growing up. If you look at most of the artists' background growing up, they had a messed up childhood. They were probably the guy who was in the corner. Nobody cared about them. Nobody knew about them. But now they're at the top. Now they're the top shots, bro. They can call the shots. They can do whatever they want. They're the big
Yeah.
guys. They can, yeah. So that's where most people are at, and that's where I was going at. It was an identity issue with me.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think let's end it there for tonight. Thank
This
you
was
for
actually
coming.
quite good.
Yeah, it's jam, dude. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me, my brother.
It's only a pleasure, dude. It's only fun when you're on. So thank you, dude. Appreciate that.
Looking forward to the next one, whenever that is.
Oh yeah, No, we'll definitely try and make this a weekly thing.
Oh, good, my guy.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we can definitely make it work. But this was a good one. You take care, my brother.
You too, man. Have a good night, eh?
Same to you, man. Okay, so do I need to wait for this to upload as well, or do I?
No,
I
no,
just
no, this is live.
leave with this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
You take care.
Cheers, man. You too.